So what's going on, everybody? It's JA. I woke up today feeling a real Y2K because as far as today's big release from Nike, this one felt like a real blast from the past as they finally dropped the Nigo Air Force 3, which we saw hit the sneakers app this morning. Now, as far as this pair right here, what I feel like makes this pair so special, of course, being that Nigo's Bape's founder, essentially they were knocking off one of Nike's most popular models in the Air Force 1 for decades. So it's a real full circle moment for him to now have his own Nike collab of his own, which according to Nike themselves, Nigo takes inspiration from his own personal collections and memories, putting his artistic spin on this legendary model in the Air Force 3. So we saw these joints hit the sneakers app this morning. I tried to warn y'all, rumors were that these were extremely limited to around 2,000 pairs. As far as today's drop, it turns out those rumors were true, and if you actually break down by the sizes, somewhere around 100 per size. So as you can imagine, these joints were very limited, extremely difficult to cop, and a lot of L's were handed out. So now that everything is all said and done, let's go ahead and check out some of the reactions from across the social media stratosphere. This dude put, people really want these Fisher Price looking Nigo is more of a no-go for me. Curious as to why folks thought these wouldn't sell out. We know Nigo. Somebody also put, these are the tell me you're a hype beast without telling me you're a hype beast. LOL. They are some ugly Payless shoes to me. They look like a bad Nike knockoff. And somebody also put, never liked these preschool colorways. Same with the eBay SBs. They look like a Crayola collab. So as far as this pair right here, I would say the final verdict, people were kind of torn on these. I would say some people loved them, others hated them. But of course, for everybody that missed out on this pair, you guys already know they're going to be looking to hit the secondary market, unfortunately, you know, paying that resale ticket, which I would say right now prices aren't looking too crazy, as this sneaker originally came in at $160. As far as the median price on the secondary market right now, it's around 250 bucks, which isn't too crazy, especially due to the fact that this pair just dropped a few hours ago and people are still waiting to get their pairs in hand. So as far as the final verdict on this one, I would say this pair was kind of split down the middle. I think people that appreciate the history, more OGs, they definitely were feeling these, while the younger crowd, like the kids, weren't really rocking with these too much, and they're just calling these joints bricks right here, which I think is cool because of course fashion is subjective and everybody's gonna have their own opinion of their own. So let me know if you guys were feeling these today, and did you have any success in copping? Now, as far as today's other big sneaker release, of course, we saw New Balance hit us with the Jack Harlow 1906 R's, a pair which apparently they're nicknaming the Rose Runner, which I feel like is a play off the iconic Yeezy Wave Runner. I'm not really sure if that's what they were going for, but when I first heard Rose Runner, I thought of Wave Runner. I thought it was really cool. Now, as far as this pair right here, yesterday I did mention that we saw this release leak earlier this year. Things were kind of quiet about this, and then it feels like New Balance literally just threw these joints up out of nowhere with minimal promo. But I guess as far as Jack Harlow, whether you love him or hate him, you got to respect that that boy got star power. So if you guys have ever tried to purchase anything from New Balance that's hyper limited, you should already know you essentially have basically absolutely no chance. If they got the little queue, pretty much people got bots, or some people were even able to bypass the queue. So if you're just a regular manual user, by the time you get through the queue, there'll probably be just like minimal small sizes left. So just for shits and giggles, I wanted to monitor the release, which apparently I had like 20,000 plus people ahead of the queue for me. So you guys already know when it comes to this pair. So don't panic though. We know this won't be the last release from Jack Harlow and New Balance. Maybe they'll even restock this pair right here. But as far as what's going on behind the scenes, I did find a little interesting write-up which Jack Harlow did with Hard Copy to give us a little insight at what's going on as far as his New Balance collaboration. So he said he started wearing New Balance back in high school, where he grew up in Louisville. He said most kids that were like into sneakers at the time, of course, were wearing like Jordans, Air Force Ones, sometimes even Vans. So I guess he wanted to like stand out and be a little different. So he started rocking New Balance, which he just kept it up, and even rocked New Balance in some of his early music videos, to which apparently New Balance did take note. Now, some people have criticized that Jack Harlow's been signed with the brand for years now, and this is now just his first official release. So in response, he said he felt zero rush to create a shoe because he was consuming music and didn't want to just jump the phone into it. So as far as this, it seems like he kind of took his time. Last year, they started to cooked something up, and this is the final product, in which he says he's very proud of the response he's seen. The sneaker community is very opinionated and critical, most definitely, for sure. And he said, just like any art community, so I haven't taken the love lightly. I'm glad we put something together with a strong identity instead of keeping it safe for his very first sneaker. And he then goes on to say that as far as his next releases, they'll probably be a little more subtle as far as the designs and everything like that. So let me know if you guys are rocking with these. I said personally, these weren't really my cup of tea, but as I always like to say, if you guys like them, I love them. So let me know if you guys went for these joints today. I'm pretty sure that absolutely nobody hit on these, but I guess we'll be on the lookout for more future collaborations from New Balance and Jack Harlow. And then lastly, before we bounce, a few important updates. So first up, this clip that we're taking a look at here comes from a recent sneaker event in which you guys see this one individual himself already has obtained hundreds of pairs of the unreleased upcoming Jordan 3 Black Cements, which aren't set to officially drop until November. So this is just a testimony of the current backdoor activity going on right now in the sneaker game. So I would say, even though this person has so many pairs of this unreleased sneaker himself, I wouldn't really panic. This isn't really too alarming. This is kind of just common practice nowadays in the sneaker industry, and we already know once these joints drop, I feel like just due to the fact that Nike Jordan Brand are going to absolutely flood the market with these, I wouldn't really panic too much, as I feel like everybody's going to be able to get their hands on a pair of these. But it just kind of shows the new resale game, as resellers kind of got to offload these joints ahead of the release date just to kind of make a profit. So I felt this was kind of crazy, but at the same time, kind of just like common practice nowadays here in the sneaker game. Now, we also got some news on those Ama Maniere Air Max 95s, which originally, based off the promo shots, you know, they kind of gave off like a muted out type of look, appeared to have almost like a suede finish, but it looks like these joints have now been spotted in the wild at a recent sneaker convention. And let's just say the sneaker community seems to be a little divided, or I guess I should say really upset about this pair right here, which seems to kind of give off a more vibrant look in person, as well as, rather than the suede finish that everybody seemed to be rocking with, these joints seem to have like that cheap pleather plastic looking finish right here, which seems like a lot of people aren't feeling. So I think many people were rocking with these. It seems like the opinions have now kind of changed. This sneaker isn't even set to drop until this upcoming holiday season, I guess. So as far as Ama Maniere, a lot of negative headlines with all the allegations thrown at Mr. James Whitner, people upset about the delays on the shipping for the 4s, and now this Air Max 95 situation, things aren't looking too great. And then we also got another Travis Scott raffle that popped up once again. So it seems like these joints are popping up a little bit here and there now, as it seems like everybody thought this joint was absolutely finished, but it looks like you got one more chance. Now, I'm not saying how great your odds are, but I feel like people are desperate for this pair, which is one of the hottest releases of the year. So if you guys are desperate enough and you want to enter this raffle, this is an official retailer which goes by the name of SVRN. So just go ahead and visit their official website right now. While I'm recording this, it looks like you got like another day to enter this joint right here. So SVRN.com, and best of luck on this pair, which it seems like people cannot get enough of. And then before we bounce, I did want to mention the poll of the day. Well, actually, first, before we leave, I got a real great deal of the day for you guys right now. So currently, the New Balance 1906D, this is a part of the protection pack. That's that distressed look. So this is the silver metallic colorway of pair, which I actually reviewed previously here on the channel, originally retailing at 180 bucks. The Nclothing.com has a steal right now for this pair, which I feel like is very underrated. A full 3M upper coming in right now under $100 at just $98. So remember, this is UK sizing, but they do offer international shipping. So maybe a deal you may not want to miss out on. So just want to let you guys know about that little steal that I found out. Nothing too crazy, but something that some people may be rocking with. And then now, lastly, for the poll of the day, kept things real simple. You know, of course, with everything going on with the Travis Scott, all that final boss talk, I asked you guys, have you ever had a pair of sneakers stolen before you actually received them? That's like, let's say you want a pair on the sneakers app, you're waiting for them joints to be delivered only for that final boss, whether it be the UPS worker or, you know, your local porch pirate went ahead and snagged them joints before you could even enjoy your pair. So we had roughly 800 votes, in which 76% of you guys said no. So it seems like, kind of with the reaction to a lot of these stories, it's maybe like an overreaction where it seems like it's more just isolated cases, but of course nobody would want something like this to happen to them, so it gets kind of like blown out of proportion. But thankfully enough, you know, majority of this audience unfortunately hasn't had that happen happened to him. So salute to everybody that participated in the poll, which you guys can always find via the community tab here for this channel. So that's it for today. Salute to everybody for tuning in here on this wonderful Friday. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll be checking in with you guys here soon. Be on the lookout for a really cool video coming soon, one that you probably never expected to see here on this channel. So that's it, guys. I'm JA. Till next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'm out, y'all.